Hey Mented family, welcome back. Today I'm going to be sharing some tips and tricks with you. So we all love our makeup, but do we know exactly how to make our makeup last? Do we know how to make it last as long as possible, looking as good as possible? So we're gonna get right into it. I'm gonna share some tips with you that can be used with any makeup look, even if you're doing a full glam to just an everyday out the door makeup look. Let's get into it. Of course, the weather is getting colder, it's getting cooler. This is where your skin will tend to dry out. And the more dry your skin is, the more it will start to flake and look really dry, and you'll have a lot of white dry patches. So you want to make sure that you're moisturizing, number one, first of all. To start off, I cleaned my face and I used on the thick side of a moisturizer, something that I know is really going to seep into my skin and almost sit on top of it a little bit, because I want that moisture to remain on the surface so that I don't come out with any weird dry flaky patches. So the first step of makeup will definitely be the Perfect Primer. It's really going to help with oiliness in your T-zone. It's going to help really minimize the look of your pores. It does have vitamin C and E, which I think is amazing, especially as the first step, because you are giving your skin some vitamins while going in with some makeup. I like to apply this directly to the face, and starting with the T-zone. And then as I apply that, I'll use my fingers to press in the product. I want to make sure that it is melted into the skin, and it's really going to help minimize the look of our pores. Not only that, you're setting up your canvas for your makeup. This is what's going to help the longevity of your makeup and its integrity. You don't want it breaking up, moving around. The primer really helps keep it in place and keep it looking better for longer. After you've applied that, of course, we're going to go in with our Mented foundation stick. I am the shade L10. I go ahead and blend that in with the foundation brush, which you can tell is very well loved. You can see how my complexion is just a nice clean canvas. I'm gonna go ahead and contour, and then I'll show you the next step that really helps with the longevity of your makeup. So I'm gonna go ahead and contour. This is the T20. It's just a shade or two darker, and here's in reference. This is my foundation shade, and this is the shade I will be using to warm up the skin. I find placing it on the cheekbones gives me a higher, more sculpted look as opposed to putting it too low. Using the same foundation brush, I'm going to go ahead and blend that in. Once you've applied your foundation, your concealer, your contour, or all your cream products, at least, even if you were to use a cream blush, this is the moment you would use that. So I just have on my foundation, my concealer / foundation, and a contour. So it's giving me a really clean, natural, flawless finish. It just looks like my skin, which is honestly one of the best things about these products. Is you look like yourself and your skin looks like skin. You don't look cakey whatsoever. So your next step here would be to set all the powders. This really helps ensures that the makeup isn't going to transfer as much. You're going to make sure that it's not going to move around or with the oils of your face and combine together and just create like an oil slick. You really want to set the face. With that, I'm doing the Mented loose setting powder. This is in the shade Light Tan. This is the lightest shade, and this one works absolutely perfectly with setting the entire face, the under the eyes, everything. Now you can either do this two ways. You can either use a brush or a sponge. I actually like to use a sponge. Now I don't use the typical sponge. This is a flatter sponge, and it really helps to press the pigment under the eye or the powder, and it really helps sets the makeup and lock it into place. So I just took some powder onto the cap, and I'm gonna take this and just tap into the powder until I have a light coating of it. Go ahead and press it under the eye. Ever so gently, just to pack in that powder. And you can see how the shine has really toned down. It still looks really flawless and natural, but it doesn't look overly wet. It doesn't look overly oily or too dewy. So this definitely tones it down, and it just really blurs out any imperfections you have, and it looks absolutely amazing. So I like using this technique for under the eye especially, or anywhere that you have fine lines and I have really deep wrinkles under the eye. So I really like to battle this firsthand. Then with the same technique, I go around the nose. I am noticing the older I get, these smile lines seem to come out a little bit more. Just take a light dusting of the powder, and I like to just blend that in. As long as you're being very gentle as not to move the makeup. You don't want to like really blend powder in. You are just packing it. You're just setting the face. So I like to go in with bronzer. This is the Beach Bum. I do alternate between Beach Bum and Vacay. To show you a comparison, obviously one is a lot deeper than the other. This is Beach Bum and this is Vacay. Depending on the look that I'm going for, if I want something that's like really more bronzed, obviously I go with Vacay. But for Beach Bum, it's perfect for an everyday just kind of warming of the face. I go in with a larger brush and I just tap it and blend that in. And I'm not being too precise because I'm not contouring. I'm just warming up the skin. And again, this will help with still setting in those cream products that you have underneath and intensify them at the same time. Going in with some blush. This is the Pinky Promise blush to put some color back into our face. This is the Sunkissed highlighter palette. Beautiful, beautiful shades. I'm gonna go in with the shade Glow On. Ooh, you can see that immediate glow. That highlighter is powerful. So once you've completed all the powder, this is your next key step, and that is the Better Setter Setting Spray. This has vitamin C and E, which is amazing. Again, just like the primer, it's really going to give your skin that hydration, the vitamins that it needs, and it's really going to help settle all the powders into your face so that you also don't look powdery or too matte. It's really just going to help your makeup lock into place and last all day. Do a generous amount, and then I like to take a little fan and just dry that down. So those are just some really quick, easy steps that you can incorporate into any one of your looks, whether you're doing a full glam or you're just doing a simple everyday makeup look to get you out the house. This is really going to help you with the longevity and the integrity of your makeup. You want to make sure that you're looking your best all day long with your makeup and you have nothing to worry about. So don't forget, really moisturize for these colder months. Make sure you're using your primer, set with powder so your foundations and your cream products don't move around, and a setting spray really helps seal together in all the cream, all the powders, really melt into your face to give you a flawless complexion. Thanks so much for watching, you guys.